Greetings! I am Tantus Naravan Dracovin, Lord and Emperor of the Dracovin Empire, and welcome! It's time for another exciting episode of Dungeons & Dragons Warriors of the Eternal Sun. I must apologize yet again. It is really early in the morning, and I am recording this for the third time. I have so far managed to not record my video once, and then accidentally delete my video once. So I'm going to be doing the same thing again, because this is the definition of insanity, and I am going to be trying to let you guys know what was going on the same thing. I'll try to spice up my little story a little bit more. You know, it's hard to be natural and organic when you have to tell the same thing 3 times in a row. But, okay, I knew what I talked about, so let's talk about it again. So I was finishing up the caves. We had just gone to the cave with the saber-tooth tigers, the cave bears. I was showing you this cave up here. It is on the map, northwestern corner. This is part of the adventure. You will go here eventually. Right now here there's only a rock statue and a way you cannot access until later on in the game. It's going to yell at me. It's like, oh, I can't go in here. Later on you will find a way to go in there, of course. So, I will tell you about what was going on. I was trying to tell people about what was going on in my day a little bit, so let's go over that again while I go explore these caves down below. Most of the caves now, from now on, are down towards the swamp. I'll show all of you them and sort of point out which ones had treasure, and I think there's one of them that the creatures didn't respawn in. Anyway, so, you know, I was having an enjoyable day up until about now. An enjoyable Wednesday. Because technically, though this is Thursday, I'm recording it, I was trying to record it on Wednesday/Thursday overnight. I was hoping to get a head start on it, but now I'm up much later than I was planning. But so I had an interesting day. It started out with doing my normal sort of schedule, and just getting things in as I sort of need them to. But I also was looking after, I guess you can call it, not really my niece, but I'm treated as an uncle. It's my cousin's child, a young girl, baby, about, she's not even 1 yet, getting close to it, but I get asked to babysit because my schedule is very flexible. Because right now my work is more piecemeal, and it's, you know, sort of under the table stuff, mostly, and, you know, things where I'm more volunteering to help out family, help out, you know, small things like that. You know, my pay schedule is very sparse. I was and sort of am going to college a little bit. I've been on break because I was trying to reevaluate. I was going for mathematics, but I kind of wanted to go into game design now, so that's why I'm on break right now. So I have this sort of opening of time that I can do things like this, that I can volunteer to look after a baby. And it was only for a couple of hours. You know, that was a couple hours, and she was being very upset. And so, you know, she didn't want her mommy to leave, and it was a nice thing. And then I went to trivia with my father, and this is where the big story I've been trying to tell about is the trivia story, because I have figured out that I go to trivia, and it involves, you know, some of the friends I have and some of the friends I've made from college, not college, high school. So yeah, the original group of friends, which I do a lot of my work, tabletop games, comes from high school. So that's sort of the origin of it. That's this group of people that I met in high school, that through all my years in high school, I met them, and we started doing 3rd edition Dungeons & Dragons with them when it came out, and I've gone through and done a lot of my role-playing with these people. And granted, you know, there's a couple of people that have moved away, and we don't really game with as much, except when we get them online. And a couple of people from high school I did do gaming with that I don't really see anymore either. I try to, you know, but the main core group of people starts with them. So, with this group, we were already out of high school. This is getting into college. We went to Applebee's a couple of times. You know, that's Applebee's. Anyway, so Applebee's, turns out, it had this game, Buzz Time. Now, Buzz Time is a trivia network. This is a poisonous spider game, giant black spiders. No treasure in here. I'm just going to quickly kill them and move on. You know. Anyway, so where was I? Yes, Applebee's. So we went. They've always had great appetizers. I don't know if they had half-off appetizers at the time, but they had good appetizers, and we wanted to get some. And they had, I think, bottomless nachos at the time, which have gone away. And I could get into stories about things that have gone away from Applebee's that I really liked, which I'm sad about going away. With other places too, that they change their menus, and I'm never happy, it seems. But anyway, that's an entirely another set of stories. Anyway, so they had this Buzz Time. Now, Buzz Time is a national network for the United States. So you can go to various locations, and they will have Buzz Time. It's on the TV, and there's a little gamepad you get, and you sign up for a free account. You choose a username, a password, a nickname that you have. Oh, this is the Cave Bear Cave. So I'm going to set up to murder the crap out of these cave bears because they are dangerous. Anyway. Cool. Killed the cave bears. Good. Got rid of them before too much damage. What was I saying? Anyway, so Buzz Time. So you sign up for the free account, you get everything set up, you get it that you have your username, your password, and you then play. And they have half an hour games, 15-minute games, and hour-long games. They have 1 hour-long game a night, and then they have a number of 15-minute games, usually night 1 or 2, and then they mostly have half-an-hour games. And of course, there is unique games that they have every night. Like on Wednesdays, like they have tonight, they have a science fiction game. On Thursdays, they would have a TV trivia game. And the hour-long games for both Wednesdays and Thursdays the same, which I'll get into a little bit. But anyway, the basic game is Countdown. Countdown's the one that they have a lot of. So Countdown is a half-an-hour game. It's 15 questions. Each question starts with 1,000 points. It counts down. So it starts counting down. So the longer you take to answer, the less points it's worth. And you can change your answer at any time. And then they start giving clues. Now there's 4 answers to choose from. They give the first clue, which is like one that's wrong. A second clue, that's another one that's wrong. So now you're down to 2 you're choosing from. And then they give you the right answer as the third clue. And by the time they give you the right answer, you're down to like 2,500 points. Now this cave here, I think, will be empty. I think it's one of the ones that I discovered was cleared out. And there's treasure in here. There had been owlbears. They don't respawn. The treasure had been in here. Anyway, and each game has a certain amount. You get points for completing the game, between either 500 or 1,000 if you get these Players Plus. Players Plus is random at the beginning of each game. It goes from like 3,000 to 9,000, meaning 9,000 is really hard to get because you only have 15 questions, and it's hard to get a lot of perfects because the subjects vary so much. But Buzz Time. So we found it enjoyable, and when we first played, we gave ourselves really dumb names. Like I was evil, and one of my friends was like the devil, and was God, and I think someone had another stupid name. But that's what we did. We did stupid names, and this is the giant ant colony. So I'm just gonna tank them, giant ants, because they kind of are lame. But anyway, so we enjoyed it, and I think this is really before the half-on, so we still would go there. And they eventually got rid of it. And this is the Applebee's in Montgomeryville. Montgomeryville's about a half an hour away from me, so I can tell you it's Montgomeryville, and you're not going to find it. If I really cared so much about it. It might become that way, like, later on. Hit me a bunch of times. They got lucky. So, for a while, and the thing is, we did have, like, memorable people there. There was a guy, ACDC, who, he had like 2 million points at the time, and every time we've gone to a place that has had buzz time, he's shown up. Even now, at the current place that we go to that has buzz time, he's there. Oh, there was treasure here too, which made my fighter originally level. If you haven't noticed, my characters are at level 7766. Yep, been leveling up. But yeah, ACDC, who has kept going with it. And we're pretty sure it's the same person, because he's at like 15 million now, and he had been at like 2 million when we first met him. Well, we didn't even meet him. I think I should maybe met him when we first encountered him. And we encountered him at every place that we went to. Oh, rats. Giant rat nest. I'm just gonna tank them also, because these guys are even worse, and I have less of a chance to hit. So anyway, so when Applebee's, we just forgot about it, and your username and password, they last only so long, and then they expire, and we're done with them, and we don't have them anymore. So, you know, we had them for a while, they expired, we were done with, you know, we didn't play with them, we didn't know about any place that had it. So anyway, so then, a couple years later, we go to Houlihan's, which was another local place in Montgomeryville, and hey, guess what? It has a trivia game. And you can do it in the bar, and they had like special bar deals. Like, it wasn't like half off, it was like maybe a couple bucks off for appetizers, you know, and they had some pretty good appetizers. They were a little more costly than Applebee's had been. We found ourselves originally having a good time there. You know, eventually they did start changing their prices, and that wasn't too much of a kill on us going there quite right away. But there was also some bad service, and we eventually got rid of it. Tribute. The bad service we had is we got there, we didn't have a waitress, we had a bartender. The bartender came and gave us drinks, because it was more like a, you know, there was actually seating at the bar there. And, you know, so we got our drinks there, and the bartender disappeared. And we never saw the bartender again for like 2-3 hours. So we had 2-3 hours of being there on our own, with our one set of drinks, not getting any food. And now, may I note, we have been there pretty consistently. We tipped well. I think the one time we were accused of not being tippers, when we all tipped very well, and we just got really pissed off. Oh, diarrhea. You know, it just was like insulting, I guess is a good way of putting it, when we're like, you guys aren't good tippers, when we were. Anyway, so, you know, we left. We wanted to get going. We had been there so long, we didn't get drinks, we were so pissed off. We actually didn't pay or tip or anything that time. All we had was drinks. You know, it's not like we had gotten food, but it was so insulting that time that we were just ignored that much, that we were, like, dismissed. Anyway, so, Houlihan, the place actually has closed down since then. So, I mean, I don't know if it was because of bad, you know, service or anything. There might have been a couple of calls. It went by the wayside. Trivia went by the wayside. And this is still like my high school group. And so then for a while there, I would occasionally, when I thought about it, check online, because they had online resources that you could see in local places. There was never a close place. And then eventually I did see there was a place around, like, close to where I live now that had it. A place that's shut down since then. But we decided to check it out. We went to its bar area, and it wasn't bad. That place wasn't bad. But it wasn't necessarily close for anybody, except for me. And, you know, it wasn't the greatest of food. Now, this is the actual final area of the game, so when we end the game, we end it there. At the end of the game, that's what we'll end up. So as I was saying, you know, it wasn't a great place. And that place is also shut down since then, as I said. And the food wasn't bad, the price wasn't really terrible, the service wasn't bad, but the bar area was not very big where they had the trivia game, so it just wasn't great. It just wasn't great. I am going to be heading back towards the castle. When I get back to the castle again, I might try to head for that cave where I can level up the 2 people that still make it to 7. Because maybe I'll end in a place where I can farm them up to 7. And it's a Hydra! I'm gonna use magic to kill these things. I think I can definitely get my wizard. killer too. What was I saying? Anyway, so it then ended up, I was checking online the one time, and I found a place in Lansdale, which is very close to Montgomeryville, and I was like, sure, I can check this place out. Now, by now, we had expanded our gaming groups, that we had gotten a group of people. I had started doing a game at a local game store, which ended up losing tables eventually. They had tables at the time, so it was a great place to play, but they got rid of the tables, stuff like that, and, you know, it ended up being that they stopped being a place that we could play, and they were playing in a diner for a while, and then we started playing at the one guy's house, which we were still playing at that guy's house, and we moved it around the week, and now we're playing on Sundays. And so whenever I'm talking about Twitter, or if I on my Facebook updates about a game on a Sunday, it's at that guy's place, and with part of the group that I met at a gaming store, and they are very nice people. And so, you know, so this is what the group, and I went to them mainly about the trivia, because these are people that hadn't tried it before, and most of the other group was pretty busy. This was a time when a lot of people's work schedule was pretty busy, and we were like role-playing on Tuesday with the normal high school group. And, you know, a few of those people from the high school group are on Sundays. There were only like 2 of them other than myself. So it was definitely less people getting invited. And so we started going on Thursdays. And then I did have it changed to Wednesdays because of my schooling schedule, and it's been on Wednesdays ever since then. And we've been playing for like a year, getting on 2 years now, a year and a half, working towards 2 years now. So we've been playing at this location in Lansdale that has Buzz Time Trivia. And so today I went to Buzz Time Trivia. That's the entire story about it. It's introducing, you know, yes, where Buzz Time came from, you know, ooh, giant leech. Giant leech. Yeah, I fought a black dragon in the other save, which has gone by the wayside. I fought a couple of black dragons, and you just saw me fight a hydra. I fought a couple of hydras too. It's gone. Wow, that's pretty good. I would not have tried to get that myself. So yeah, today I try to get the normal group together, and really the people that show up now and then are from the game store group, which has been very well integrated into the high school group now. There was the 3 of us that have been in both since the beginning, and now we've sort of integrated both groups together very well. But anyway, so it ended up it was a very decent day. My dad ended up coming with me, and only and the person whose house we use on Sundays was there. The person whose house is there when we go on Sundays, he tends not to play anymore. He just tends to hang out and, you know, talk shop with us, talk about role-playing games, tabletop games, you know, about his characters for the adventures we're on, that sort of thing. That's what we discuss with him now and then. That's what he's there for. He did play the trivia for a while. He hasn't really done it in a while. He never remembered his same username and password, so he's always making new other email accounts, because you have to use an email to link to it, and it just wasn't working out very well for him. So I think he just comes to hang out now. And then there's one person that shows up pretty consistently that I play with, that we're pretty rivaled in the adventures. But he was kind of sick today, so he ended up not joining. So it ended up just being me, the one player, me and my father. And, you know, so he just hung out for a while, and me and my dad were playing. My dad was doing great, you know, he was doing great, even though he's kind of slow, so it's hard for him to get those 1,000-point perfect games. But, you know, he does his best, and he does get a lot of points. And he can still do it. You know, he's not as quick a reader, you know, I guess, anymore, because, you know, he thinks he can, you know, maybe get an eye exam or something, you know, get some checkup. Getting old. But, I did mediocre. I mean, my games weren't bad, It's just that there were other people playing there too, and I just wasn't doing great. So as I kind of said, it is a national network. So not only do you compete against your building, like your location, but you compete against people in the nation, So of course, like, okay, I wasn't getting first places in our location, but then like after every game, after like a little while, they will show you, oh, this is what place you are nationally. Like, I'm third place nationally. I think I've gotten a third place once. Yeah. I think I did get third place one time, which you get a trophy for getting a third place in the nation. Actually, yeah. Normally, but I have been in the top 20s before, because they show off the top 20 locations, and they show off the top 20 players in the nation every game. And I have gotten the top 20. It's rare. It is hard to get into the top 20s, I do have to say. It really is a matter of not only luck, but knowledge. It's like you have to hope that the questions they're asking are stuff you know. And then you have to hope that you get lucky, too. Oh, I showed you Suzume here that she had more spells now. I hadn't showed that before, but she does have more healing spells now. Because she leveled up to 7. Anyway, so I did really overall poor. I got like 1,000th place in the nation a couple of times. That was pretty big, and my dad wasn't feeling great. I normally do really great at sci-files, and I just didn't do really good today. So, we left before having 6. I would have liked to stay for 6. I mean, I like staying for the hour-long game and then heading out. But he wanted to leave early, and he was feeling tired and stuff, so I was okay with it, and it was nice enough for him to join. I would have liked for my brother to join, but with my control niece being around, it's a bit difficult for him. I think he wants to, like, get my mom to look after her, but she has to learn, like, how to put her to bed and stuff like that. Things that are necessary for the little girl that she hasn't quite learned yet, so he can't really leave her alone. So that's unfortunate. And that little level up thing. I think I'm going to probably stop it here. So yes, that was today's entire adventure, and it wasn't bad overall, but that was my big things for today. So, that's my doing trivia. So hey, if anybody ever wants to sort of compete and follow me on Twitter and also do trivia with me, it's Wednesdays. Wednesdays. So hopefully this time I don't have to record this a 4th time. So anyway, I think that's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them down below. If you already haven't, please subscribe, become a member of the Empire, become a citizen. It's a good way of showing support. Another good way is to, of course, share these videos with others. That's also a very good way of showing support for the Empire. And until the next time, I bid you farewell.